Welcome again, everyone, to the dastardly Dark Denizens, known as When Madmen Lead the Blind. In today's episode, we are down to two compatriots whose mysterious disappearance actually has canonical implications. Where we last left our Dark Denizens, they were within the confines of Wrigley Field, having discovered that mage magic has overridden a poisoning of the field due to Victor spilling his vampiric blood upon the grass. They are surrounded by security guards and other maintenance staff working the late night shift who seem to have not recollected at all that the grass has died. In a prior episode, they noticed that the grass reverted back to its normal state, and the guards and security personnel are acting as they normally would, with no regard to the peculiarities of the particular situation. Victor, Francois, and Ambrosi, as you look around the stadium, you notice that Mercurio and Paco have mysteriously disappeared, which is a bit of an issue. But you notice that aside from that aberration, everything else is normal. How do you react?
The security guards don't look like they're underneath any mind control anymore, right?
Go ahead and give me a whatever you believe is the appropriate check for the situation.
Oh no, wait. No, I remember because Emilio, like Apaco, only casted it on one person, so yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I can mesmerize him too. Or let's not be like technical or a spell thing, but I can. I think I have the same power as him.
yeah. I
I don't
think
have. Yeah.
you and Paco are technically in the same wheelhouse, at least in that area.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was probably just gonna go ahead and just be like murdering them because Victor is upset about the slave talk from earlier. He's
Valid.
very
Yeah.
frustrated.
Valid.
Oh yeah. By the way, let me know if like you
Oh
you
no,
need to.
it's all cool. Like it's all part of his character. That's like one of
Okay,
his
gotcha.
biggest shame as a vampire that owns so much now is the fact that he once was considered property.
Yeah, I'd
Now
really
he
hate to
wants.
make you uncomfortable, Jahi. We all know how touchy you can get.
You said you weren't gonna harass him this session, Ken.
Look,
Anyway,
it makes me feel better. Okay.
any anyway, I was saying, fucking. So yeah, Victor's just kind of like looks very upset. He's just kind of just like very much done with this whole situation.
Okay. Francois, how would you like to react to these strange environs?
Um, I don't know, just generally very like I think Francois just looks incredibly tired at it all. Just like why this is going so much more frustratingly than it needs to go, but here we are apparently.
Okay. So you're in the middle of Wrigley Field. Victor is snapping photographs, continuing to pretend to be a Instagram starlet. Ambrosi is doing God knows what. And Francois is doing God knows what. Now, we're entering the scene, and as much to your recollection, the guards seem to have not noticed what transpired. How do you three react to the scene? How do you enter into the kind of next motif? What are we thinking here? What would we like to do?
Um, they're not trying to disturb us in what we're doing, right?
No. They are seemingly still under the effects of the delusion that was put into their mind.
Uh, Victor's gonna he's gonna take note of what happened last time he spilled his blood on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna kind of look at the other two and go, "Now our other two compatriots have disappeared, probably due to some magic. But I could probably go ask around for some contacts for perhaps what's going on in this field. Some not so inclined to mages. Perhaps I have to go talk to the." He like squints his eyes really hard. The Treme. They're just so odd.
All right. Francois and Ambrosi, how do you react to having to? In,
So am I still under the effects of my compulsion?
you're gonna have to recollect me a little bit on the compulsion. I
Ends until the scene ends or the problem is resolved, and the problem was
the anxiety. I remember now. That is up to your own interpretation as to whether the situation has resolved itself amicably. How do you interpret the situation at present, Ambrosi?
Um, I'm currently interpreting it as nothing's really changed, because as far as I'm aware, uh, yeah, like one, the overall scene hasn't ended, and two, um, can't remember what your character's name is, Ja. Victor,
Victor.
yeah, Victor doesn't seem to be any more comfortable. Uh, yeah, doesn't seem to be any more comfortable with what's kind of going on based
In
on.
fact, he seems much more uncomfortable with it.
Yes.
Okay. Francois, how do you interpret the present scene?
Um, I mean, also uncomfortable, I guess.
I think it's weird that a bunch of ancillary are like, this is really harshing my vibe right now.
Pretty much.
Okay,
Hey,
you're in the
it's just
scene. You're
it's just like
Go ahead.
it's just like one like clairvoyant vampire looking at the other one, going, "Hey, remember when you were a slave? You got some undealt baggage with that." Mm, mm.
So, how do we want to exit the scene? Because that's mission critical. I think unless you wish to probe the mysteries of the arcane that are percolating through Wrigley Field, you might find yourselves at a loss.
Uh, I'd probably say honestly, Victor's just gonna just leave essentially because
All
he
right.
knows that like the field itself is magical,
Yeah.
right? But he has him and nobody else here has the knowledge to even so much as try to deal with something magical.
Okay. So, how are we going to exit the scene and make it so that the kind don't understand that something queer is going on?
He's just Victor's. Well, that's up to y'all. Victor's not here. It's
Uh, I'm gonna like let's see. One, would we be familiar with like the security or the fact that they have like security cameras?
You would be aware of that. I don't think any of you took the technological idiot
Okay,
debuff, so I think you're fine on that
Hmm.
regard.
I did.
gotcha.
I'm the only one who did.
Yeah, I would be inclined to just like ask them or compel them to, sorry, bring us to the, uh, so we can just play back the footage and like ask to take it with us, because the cameras are already set up, like the sample or whatever.
Okay, go ahead and give me. I believe you're going to try to do a dominate.
Yeah, I believe my shit was
Let's hope it doesn't go as poorly as last time.
um. Let's see. So yeah, the mesmerize it works automatically. I just need to activate it.
Yeah, just do a rouse check.
And
Are you fucking kidding me? All right, so you got another bestial failure.
Jeez.
What is with this? You're 300 years old.
oh
Okay,
man.
now you're.
Yeah. Apparently, what Jahi's going on is really quite something, and I really want to help him through it.
All right, so Jahi, I mean Victor. How do you wish you can sense that your friend is going through a compulsion at present? How are you going to assist them through that compulsion?
Gonna look at him and go, "I'll have the ghouls call you another limo because if you continue to try to help me through my issues, I will slaughter you. You can take the custom hot red hot wheels that I got from Guy Fieri from his signature episode of Dives, Diners, and Divesons." And Victor's just gonna walk off.
All right. How do you react, Ambrosi? And how do you react, Francois?
After you, Ambrosi.
Sir, um, I am going to react by basically, and I'm gonna, I guess, cry a little bit because I understand how significant, I guess, this is for Victor to show some sort of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I will probably state something along the lines of, "It's okay. You don't have to hold it in. You are amongst your friends, and you don't need to um, keep it in.
Hmm. I'd say, no offense to you all, but the closest thing I have to a friend here is Francois. And no offense to Francois, I don't really like you very much.
You do not like me very much?
I mean, I consider you a close comrade and a good business partner. But in a time of true desperate need, I'm not sure if I would call upon you.
I am admittedly quite happy.
I've learned
You
in
should
my
not say such cruel things to me.
I've learned in my lifetime that there is no point in trusting others besides yourself. Anything I can't control myself, I do not trust. And Francois, as good of a friend as you are a wild, very hedonistic creature. Go where your pleasures desire you. And I understand that and I respect that. But I understand that I cannot rely on that.
Well, you can rely on that fact at least.
True. But there are no, well, I can't even say that. But trusting absolutes are a dicey subject. I'll meet you all back at the house. I need to go see some.
Huh. Interesting. All right.
And
So,
you see, like Victor, like looks really sad. Like
huh.
Francois, this is like the saddest you think you've ever seen Victor.
Huh. Okay.
I'm intrigued. So,
As am I.
Victor, you're going to traipse off in order to meet with some Tremere contacts, correct, Victor?
Yeah, and let's talk to some Tremere.
Okay.
Probably, I probably assume there's been one that I've kind of made a deal about drinking their blood for in like exchange for like flesh crafting things. So
That would be
probably,
agreeable. You actually do have. Um, you might have missed this, but they actually have touch base with the leader of the Tremere.
uh,
So it would actually be amenable to touch base with the leader of the Tremere, Abraham
yeah,
Dusable, and the
I'm
three
not
of you
trying.
can actually go meet him, and you can
I'm
attempt to
not trying to.
judge it.
I'm not trying to touch base with the leader. Fuck that shit. I'm trying to touch base with some like off-brand like outcast at best.
Huh.
Because if one person knows this, everyone knows this. And Victor's trying to first figure out what this is before he has the entire Tremere trying to fucking swarm the football field in the hopes of something spectacular.
I know, but the thing is, I think Victor and Ambrosi, if you were to give some inclination that you were going after the Tremere, like the leader of the Tremere is on your side. Like he's on your side.
Yeah, like we're kind of sort of working with him.
What I'm going for is to try to keep it underneath the table as much as possible and just like going to the leader about something, especially things. I want to get like a first hand, like, is this even something that they can help with before I just go straight to the leader and waste their time?
Hmm. Okay
Because
then.
I don't want to be known as Victor the Madman just running around being like, hey, can you help me with this magical football field thing?
Are you gonna broach what you're attempting to do with Ambrosi and Francois?
Um, yeah, he'll just Victor's gonna kind of look at them and goes, "I'm gonna go meet with some Tremere contacts, not the leader, just to see what perhaps you could be dealing with, and even if they could help. And then I'll rendezvous with you all back at the house. And if we can, we will approach the leader with a possible plan of attack. In this case, though, we need to keep our trips to the stadium as minimal as possible.
Do you perhaps mean rendezvous?
What did I say?
You said rendezvous.
Oh, we'll rendezvous then.
Yes. You must have some appreciation for the French.
You make good wine and
And
Mis-
even better women.
I won't even go that far. Romanian women.
And the best of men.
Okay, we can agree on that then.
Well, you think I'm the best?
Don't put words in my mouth, Francois.
It is too late. Come over here so that I might kiss you.
Victor puts his hand out and please stop.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna just try and like awkwardly like join in this group hug.
Victor's like holding both of his hands out against both of them. Please stop trying to touch me. I can really transform your fleshes into little blobs.
It's okay.
Francois is just grinning.
Like we love you too.
Anyway, I shall be off. I don't know. Take the whichever limo you want from Pimp That Ride. Good show. Nothing costs.
Victor's secret contact is who the fuck is the guy who did Pimp My Ride? Who the fuck is it?
Exhibit or something.
Exhibit, yeah. His secret contact is Exhibit, who is also a vampire. Alright, so
No, it's the vampiric version of him. He's like he has a show called Pimp My Coffin.
No, look, no, pimp my hearse or something like that.
So I heard how much you like blood. So we put some blood inside your blood vial inside of your hearse.
Like,
Straight up,
as,
um,
like as an aside, there is like a hearse, kind of subculture where people will go to shows and show off their hearses.
yeah,
That
that's
is
like
pretty
legit.
sweet.
That's pretty fucking sweet. That's a fucking
So
hustle.
the way I'm viewing this is now is like those are all just like low key vampires.
Maybe. Okay, so
Ian frantically writing.
okay, I'm done. Anyway, so Victor's gonna go bugger off and try to touch base with some Tremere contacts. Francois and Ambrosi, what would you like to do in the interim?
I would probably like to follow Victor. And also hopefully when I calm down, bring up Curitas
Okay.
as like another person that we could also talk to.
Yeah, Kritas would be available. Now, Francois, what would you like to do?
Probably just babysit. And I forget your character's name. I'm so sorry.
Ambrosi.
Yeah, probably just babysit Ambrosi. 'Cause clearly, he's not having a great time controlling himself.
Yeah, it's been a consistent trend the past few sessions.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ambrosi and Francois are going to be following Victor. Now, Victor, would you believe that they would be following you, or would you just kind of deftly make your way into the darkness?
I believe that they would be following him, and also his awareness isn't even high enough to notice it. A Victor's very a blunt person. He's like, "Oh, you go come at me. You will come at me from the front." So yeah, he'd probably just keep going.
Okay. Give me, Victor, give me an awareness. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Give me
I
no.
guess.
Oh, you have like zero awareness. Give me,
Yeah.
give me an awareness wits check, I suppose, and then Francois and Ambrosi, you may give me whatever you believe is appropriate.
It's just one success.
Oh Jesus. Okay, if you people somehow manage to fucking bungle this,
Victor, with your self-awareness, both physically and mentally, of a child.
Okay, I'm just gonna use Subterfuge resolve just because I'm trying to not act out too much.
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Or would
you're
you
welcome
prefer
to
I use composure?
you're
Actually, no, I should use composure.
you're welcome to use a structural equivalent to stealth. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna use composure because that makes more sense.
Possi-
And bestial failure.
Oh
Impossible
my
bestial
gosh.
failure.
I'm gonna use insight and I guess wits to try and like, cause I did say that I'm trying to like babysit him. So this is sort of my like,
No.
do I need to like put this guy in the ground or?
You didn't get a bestial failure.
It's just possible
like,
bestial failure.
It's
It's
just
because
possible.
you failed your blood check. So give me a rerouse roll, and I think you should be. I swear to God, you better fucking pass this. Oh my God! Finally.
All I imagine,
I so wish you had failed.
all I imagine is just him going like him behind Victor, and I was going, "You're slut." Fuck. Fuck.
Okay, so Victor, can you tell me what you are doing, and necessarily what Ambrosi and Francois see you doing on your way to the Tremere?
They just see him pick up it, like check his phone, and he is calling. And I guess I don't know if you want to give this person like a random name.
What's a terrible like?
You're more
name?
than well. I will give you the authority to give them a terrible fucking name.
Uh,
Um,
I don't know. You keep putting me on the spot like that, G. I don't know how I feel. Was I don't know. We'll call him Daniel.
Ian.
I'll call him Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Daniel. Now,
Yeah.
what do you wish to get out of Daniel, Victor?
Um. So, pretty much he's gonna call him and go, "I have a possible magical site. I need some knowledge on. More details in person. Over the phone, I don't trust the brew.
All
Now
right, all
meet me.
right, all right. Okay, then I'll meet you in person.
All right, meet me in our usual spots."
All
And
right,
then
you
just
got it.
hear, and you just hear him on the other end just go, "How the fuck do I turn this off?"
Beep boop beep boop boop. You just like break the phone, and then
Ah, that stupid goddamn small thing.
Just imagine him having like a shit ton of disposable cell phones
he just has like a
specifically for retrieving.
bandolier of like Nokia
There's like a
phone.
little. There's just a small little bag, like baggie that he has like in every single car, just backup phones. Like Verizon is just making a fortune off this one guy and his like 100 phone plans.
But he can also afford it.
But
He
that's the
definitely
thing.
can.
It's just a like small part of his little fortune. But yeah, so he's just gonna walk there. He's just like oblivious. He's just kind of walking around.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, you can always spot him because he still always has a sword by his side, like a fucking weirdo.
We're not in Texas. You can't open carry a fucking broadsword in goddamn Chicago. Um, give me. Let me see here. So you're open carrying a broadsword in Chicago as a black man. This is gonna go very poorly. Give me an. Give me a politics wits check, really quick.
Politics, wit. Okay, good. I am trained in politics.
Actually, no,
Okay.
do streetwise. Give me a streetwise, and then whatever you think the appropriate skill is to determine how you do not get caught by the police open carrying a sword in Chicago as a black man.
Charisma. 4.
Wow, perfect. You have a fairly astute understanding of where the police go, how they do their patrols, and you definitely dodge them. Now, I need Francois and Ambrosi to make whatever appropriate check they believe is necessary in order to keep up with our dear man Victor.
Because mind you, Victor is like physically like even better than most vampires.
Probably athletics, dexterity for me.
Yeah, I'll probably like athletics, dexterity, athletics, stamina, or something.
Oi! Okay.
Every other vampire with massive fortune, Victor. So I'm going to the gym and get fucking swole.
All right. Victor is doing his best to ensure that he dodges the police, but he's not doing his best to make sure that he dodges 300-year-old vampires. Despite what you believe to be a subpar performance, somehow you manage to catch a hold of the man. You tell because his sword drags on the ground and makes a very distinctive grinding noise. He's also less than supple when it comes to hopping over fences and going through doors and dodging people. There's a very clear, unmistakable trend of violence and despair that follows Victor everywhere he goes. Now, Victor, how rudely do you make your way to the contact location, and what is the contact location?
Like pushing people aside and just like kind of just death staring them. They like look at him weirdly and stuff like that. It's like one was like, "Yo, watch him." Then just makes he makes his way to the
Okay. Now,
meetup
where.
spot that's like in an alleyway behind the building,
Okay.
and he's just kind of just
Hey, you made it. How could I help you, Victor? Now, of course, Ambrosi and Francois are, I guess, peeping
uh
around the corner of this alleyway while this goes on. How close
Hmm.
do you get?
Close enough to hear, but not close enough to be obvious.
Give me whatever you
so
believe is appropriate to do that while before Victor gets into his tirade.
I'm gonna
15 feet.
activate heightened senses.
Give me a roll to determine how you adjudicate this.
Shit. Where's the PDF? God damn it. Heightened senses is a power which I believe improves my senses directly.
Oh yeah, I think that is like a free rouse check or something, right? If I remember.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's doesn't require rouse checks. 'Cause fuck that.
Yeah, because you and rouse checks are not best friends right now. I was actually talking to someone earlier today about your absolutely trash rouse checks the past session. Okay, you're going to be using what ability? Auspex? Heightened sentences?
Yes.
Okay.
I won't
Yeah, it's
defeat
free.
it.
It requires nothing. Just do a wits resolve check really quick. Perfect. Francois, how would you like to stay hidden? Or are you just going to piggyback off of Ambrosie's superpowers?
I'll just piggyback off of Ambrosi. Be like, what are they saying? Okay, now what are they saying? Okay, what
Okay.
now?
Victor, take it away. How would you like to approach Daniel? And what would you like to ask him?
Daniel, as you know, you are outcast even amongst the Tremere. I have a couple of questions to ask you.
Sure, lay it on me.
How well do you understand human magecraft?
I'm going to roll quickly on my default character sheet. He is going to have a 1 in occult. Let's see how well he does this. He does not.
Daniel, I thought, like, aren't the Tremere supposed to be smart?
I know a lot of things, boss, but the one thing I don't know is about these mages. They're secret even to us. I think you know that. What am I
I
supposed to
do
do here?
not.
Pull things out of my ass?
I don't know. I don't know. You pull blood out of their ass. I don't.
Now, you listen, I only do that on alternating Thursdays. And is it Thursday?
Oh,
And
I
is it
don't.
alternating?
No, it's not. Daniel. Anyway, I'm sorry. I am literally out of it right now. These last couple of days have definitely put me out of my usual mood and groove.
You don't
As I was
say.
saying, Daniel, I need you to. What what would you suggest I should do if perhaps I went to a field that might have been tainted by human magecraft, my blood spilt on the ground and turned all the grass dead? Then it wasn't dead anymore, and two of my compatriots have disappeared.
Hmm. You see the guy take a moment to really fucking think about this. And he makes another occult check. And yeah, I got nothing for you. If you really want to get some information out of this, you're probably gonna have to go talk to the head honcho. Now this isn't me talking. This is my brain talking. I got centuries of experience under my belt, but I'm telling you, I got absolutely fucking nothing here to go with. If I could help you, I would. We're friends, aren't we?
Thank you, Daniel. What do you want for your payment for the little information you gave?
Just put a good in word with the head honcho, Abraham. Tell him Daniel said hi.
Right then. Okay. All right. So he's gonna take out his phone and start calling the ghoul.
Okay. Beep boop beep boop beep boop boop. Yeah, boss. What do you need?
Ambrosi and um Francois. My other phone broke and I do not have their contact information, or at least I don't think I do. You still need to show me how to do that.
You
I would
got him.
just like. Should we just like walk out like from behind the
Actually, no.
corner?
I have a bit for this. So the ghoul hangs up, and then immediately Victor hears two phones ringing behind him. Because do you people keep your phones on vibrate or do you keep it on ring?
Oh, it's a very loud, very obnoxious ringtone.
Okay, what is your obnoxious ringtone as a 300-year-old vampire?
Um. Oh gosh, I don't even know.
Is it? I could just imagine that Francois would be like some French opera or something like that.
No, it's got to be like some sort of I'm thinking Broadway, like older Broadway.
Some Broadway song from like Heather's probably.
Yeah, it would be from Heather's.
It'd be my gay side.
Oh, I love Heathers. It is such a great movie. We'll get into that later.
So he's gonna recognize the ringtone and then turn his head slowly and just look at Francois.
Francois's gonna smile and wave.
You sons of bitches.
Like, what is it? I also rolled to see, based on what Victor was asking his contact, if I knew anything about it. Did I know anything about it or nah?
Here, I'll give you that detail really quick.
Sure.
So,
We have to go meet with Abraham as soon as possible to find out this information.
Ah, good
But
old honest Abe.
oh God. So, Abraham du Sable. Now, what you understand from the particular situation, Ambrosi, is that you don't know much about the mages, but you know one thing. Vampiric blood is anathema to magecraft. So clearly, there's some kind of abjuration property that is inherent to vampiric blood and magecraft. You think this might come in handy in the future?
Oh, awesome. Make blood hand grenades, I guess, or water balloons full of vampire blood to disrupt the spell.
Not a bad idea.
Hey, Victor, um, do you have any possible donors for this kind of purpose?
this is that. Hmm. What type of purpose is that exactly?
Well, vampire blood is kind of an cancelled out magecraft.
I believe before we take any steps, we should check in with the Tremere. As much as I hate saying something like that, I have no idea what exactly that field might be used for. Any attempt to thwart it with our human knowledge might just end up enacting their plans sooner than expected. I'm trying not to run into things head first, but it is truly beyond
Bless
myself.
you.
Uh, so shall we go meet with shall we go meet with Abraham then?
Yeah. I think we got him on our contacts as well.
You do. You can
Contact him.
actually ring him and ask for an appointment.
Yeah. So I guess we're just gonna do that real quick.
Contact him.
Who is making the call?
I'll let
Uh,
Ambrosi do it. You know.
sure. I guess I'll do it.
All right. Beep boop beep boop beep boop boop. I forgot what his voice sounds like. Hello? Ah, Ambrosi. Do you have news?
Yes, we found some magecraft, and we wanted to pick your brain over it.
Of course. Meet me at the customary location. I'll make the immediate arrangements. I'll see you there within the half hour.
Okay, I'll just like hang up and say, yeah, we are gonna see him in about half an hour. Apparently, he seems kind of interested in what we may have found. Didn't explain anything to him.
Where are we going to meet him?
Uh,
Do you remember
Good
where the
question.
customary location is?
No, I do not.
It's the Sears Tower. You would remember
Oh,
this.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're going to the Sears Tower.
How would you make your way to the Sears Tower?
In the least flashy car possible, please, Ja.
Smart, because you do not want to get shot again with silver bullets.
Y'all don't have to rent
Yes.
a car
Keeps
then.
life spicy, you know.
We're gonna have to rent a car then because I can't do non-flashy.
What do you mean? Rick, listen. Like Victor is by the principle of how I would make a vampire. If I'm like over fucking 300 years old, I'm gonna be dripped the fuck out. There will be no subtlety in me, like at all. I dare some humans to try to roll up on me. I dare them. They will get nothing but the smoke. Like fuck out. No.
They're gonna get the
Anyway,
smoke because you're so old school. You only use black powder weaponry.
I'm so old school. I only use swords. What you mean? So yeah, he'll just call us an Uber. He'll like hand the phone over to one of them. Use the app the ghoul said to use.
Okay, now
Yeah.
let's see how evil you are. Do you use Lyft or do you use Uber?
I mean, real life me would probably is gonna use like Lyft because like Uber is expensive for no fucking reason at all.
Okay, you fire up the Lyft. Now, do we want to do the stupid thing where we roll to see what kind of car you get?
Yes.
Okay,
Of course.
what is our optimal outcome? What car do we want?
Um, we already did a Tesla. God, PT Cruiser.
Oh, Jesus
Ooh,
Christ.
yes.
All right. Roll Give me a range of 30 on a dice, and if you're within that range, it is a PT Cruiser.
I'm actually not even sure if PT Cruisers would be allowed.
Probably not. They're probably too old.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, let's do
This is an alt
1
reality
to
where
31.
Lift is fun. All right, so give me a D100.
No, this is an alt reality where we never stopped making the PT Cruiser.
It's the perfect world.
The best reality.
I have way too much alt reality I have to account for. Like now PT Cruisers exist. Go ahead.
This changes everything.
The PT Cruisers are what caused the plague.
Why is it not letting me roll?
Wow, they stopped making PT Cruisers in 2010.
That's later than I expected, if I'm being honest.
Okay, hilarious number, but that's
Uh,
okay.
okay.
Your lift shows up, and it's actually an elevated pickup truck with the license plate Pussy Wagon. And the guy says, "Right on, brothers, get on in here." He's playing
nuts?
really loud. Yeah, he has truck nuts. He's playing really loud country music. He's super enthusiastic. Anytime you all say anything, he goes, "Hell yeah, brother," as he immediately agrees with you, no matter what you're saying. What do you discuss in your ride over to the Sears Tower?
Victor is absolutely quiet as fuck. He is so disturbed by all of this.
Like,
I just kind of like I could just imagine him saying, "It's like, yeah, he switches the radio to like some sort of like rap or
he
R&B
immediately
station."
switches the radio to rap. Actually, he does that. He switches it over to the R&B station.
What is this? He looks over and goes, "What is this genre of music that he's playing?"
This is just gonna be so awkward.
No, Francois, what is this music he's playing?
Master,
It is rap. It is quite or R&B. It's quite popular with certain groups.
Oh, this is what the ghouls play on Sundays when they're cleaning up the house.
Oui, it's very popular with the ghouls.
Okay, and to make it worse, it is actually Soldier Boy. In this reality, he is still popular.
Not the worst thing, I guess, that could happen.
Like, just imagine Victor just like, and then just whoa, he like doing little dances like, oh,
That could be kind of funny. It's just like the ghouls have started a dance troupe on the side.
Sir, can you
The
please
ghouls
turn that up?
are Soldier Boy. Okay, hold on a second. It's like, "You got it, brother." He switches it over to the classical music station and is playing Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto Number 2.
This is much better.
Oui, I much prefer it, so I would prefer something French rather than English.
What was that,
Me
Francois?
best. Is Rachmaninoff is he English?
He's Russian.
Okay, I would prefer something French other than Russian, but I suppose beggars cannot be choosers.
He's like, I got some Jean-Philippe Rameau right here. Do you like harpsichords?"
Well, I did, but then you said his name.
Hey!
I am losing my shit. I am so sorry. This is the funniest shit to me. 300-year-old vampires living with some fucking redneck from Chicago.
So he puts on Jean-Philippe Rameau's Dance de la Sauvage Indian, which is actually a great song if you've never heard it. It plays, and I imagine Francois is tickled because it reminds him of Empire. Am I right, Francois?
This reminds me of Empire.
The music continues to play. You eventually arrive in the front of the Sears Tower, and the guy says, "Thank y'all." You know, y'all were all right. Pretty quiet. A little strange in the music variety, but I'm not gonna judge. Y'all stay safe out there, all right? God bless.
Is that a threat?
Um, I want to know why that would be a threat. Um, but I don't mean you no offense. I like the French. They got a lot of cheese, and I'm a sucker for cheese.
That we do. Francois was mostly saying that just to like freak the guy out a little bit. Like Francois definitely didn't take it as a threat, but he's like, I bet I can screw with this guy a little bit.
All right, let me see if I can. I'm gonna give him a composure roll really quick. Go ahead and give me. Do you want to actually intimidate him?
No.
Okay then.
That was more of a role play moment than a
All right. The guy's like, well,
moment.
I guess maybe we see different ways. I don't give no shine to different ways. Now, y'all stay safe out there, all right? You hear? And God bless. And he tips his hat and he drives off. And then you hear Dixie playing dun, 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 as he honks his horn as he drives away.
No word.
My favorite recurring gag is every time you people order a lift. Okay.
It's incredibly fucked up. Oh, that's fine.
You're now in front of the Sears Tower. How do we wish to approach?
Um,
I guess like through the front entrance and say, yeah, I believe we had an appointment for. If there's
Name.
even a security guard.
Name.
Ambrosi?
All right. I got two more names here. Can you give me them? I gotta follow the paper.
Francois.
All right. And you?
Vic,
Let me see here. Victor. Yep, right here. Check. All right. Y'all come right on in. Just take the elevator up to the 69th floor.
Nice.
I had to. All right. You're stuck in an
Sears Tower
elevator.
even have 69 floors.
What was that?
Does Sears Tower even have 69 floors?
It has like 111. Hold on a second.
Jeez.
It's a very
really
big building. Let me look it up really quick. It has 108 floors.
That's insanity.
Yeah, it is a very tall building. So, you go up to the 69th floor. It dings, and in front of you is a large glass paneled floor. It's open to the city. You can see the flickering lights in the distance. And down the hall, perhaps a good 50 feet, is a man silhouetted by the moonlight of the late night. How do you approach?
I'll just, I guess, walk up to him and say, so, we found, God, what was the place that we were just at?
Wrigley Field.
You're at the. What do call it? We're at the fucking the stadium. We were at the stadium.
God.
Wrigley Field.
Yeah, we were just at Wrigley Field, and there's some sort of enchantment on the field. When we bled on the field, it killed the field, but then it, went back to normal immediately, and then some of our compatriots weren't there anymore.
Huh. That's a bit strange. Bear with me one moment. I need a moment to think about this.
Yeah, it seemed to have fixed itself somehow, and there were some mortals around, and they didn't seem to notice anything had changed. We also have the security footage, right? Because we went to the camera room.
Yeah, you'd have the security footage. You'd show them the footage, but the footage would only display what reality accommodated. And he would look at it and go, huh, all right. Do you know how magic works?
Yeah, we do.
Then tell me, how does magic work?
Well, I just told you that we can't say we do.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. All right.
But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, I totally misheard you. My bad, dude. The
Is
way
that him saying that, or you saying that?
Like, sorry, buddy. Like, super today, like, sorry, buddy. Didn't mean it.
now, I don't know much about the mages. They're hidden even to the kindred themselves. But what I do know is that magic operates off of a concept known as paradox. Whenever the kind see magic occur, you have to have them see the magic and it be logical. Now, let's say, for example, that you wish to flip over a bus. You can simply have the bus flip over. That would cause paradox. Whenever paradox is created, it separates the mages from the ethereum. It creates a distance and it makes magic harder. The way the mages manage to avoid paradox is to make their magic rational. The bus does not flip over of its own volition. The bus flips over because of a pothole and a broken axle that causes it to flip. And then when the kind see this, they rationalize it. It's very rare that paradox is taken care of within the confines of the magic itself. So you said your blood spilt upon Wrigley Field and the grass darkened and then it reverted back to green? Is that correct?
Correct.
That's very curious. That's some very powerful magic. That would require a team of mages. I've always suspected that there was something rather odd about the national anthem at Wrigley Stadium, but I'm glad to know that my suspicions have been confirmed. Did you notice anything else strange while you were there aside from the sudden flourish of the grass or your departed compatriots?
Can't say I did.
You are welcome to do a roll in order to recollect if there were any other details that you ascertained. And everyone is welcome to actually do this recollection at the present moment. You can literally choose any skill spread you would like.
Let's see. I guess occult
That is agreeable.
and intelligence.
That's acceptable.
No.
Okay. You got nothing, buddy. Ambrosie, Francois.
I'll roll the same. That was occult and wits, you said, or intelligence.
It's as you see fit. It's. Oh!
I did poorly. I tried my best. My best was not very good.
We've tried everything and we're all out of. We tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. Except Ambrosie. Ambrosie, you dig deep into the furrows of your mind and your third eye peers into the magic that permeated the stadium. And you reach the conclusion that there is some kind of messaging that undercut the magic that occurred there at the stadium. You don't know what the message exactly is, but you believe that if you were to return with a bit more expertise, you might be able to ascertain what message the mages sought to impart within Wrigley Field. Do you wish to relay this information to Abraham? Ambrosi, can you hear
Oh,
me?
sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yes. I will go back and let Abraham know about what I guess I kind of had discovered.
Okay, go ahead and you can say that in your own words.
Hmm. Perhaps if we went back there with greater expertise, we may be able to parse something out. But uh, from what I can remember, it was like you said, it was something that it. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, well, that's about it. Fuck.
Hmm, that's interesting. I suppose we should perhaps allow you to consult with what records we have so that you can better elucidate yourself as to these mysteries. Now, is there anything else? Have you had any other information perhaps as to the location of these mages? I recall some mutterings about werewolves. What of the werewolves?
I guess we also let him know about the what we found on the ghost tour. I don't remember if we actually made a decision on how much we wanted to involve him in the ghost
Well,
tour.
You
we
are
did.
welcome to, out of in character, discuss that in a prior scene before entering into this, because reasonably you would have done that.
I mean, Victor's just kind of down, just letting this guy know everything at this point because he's trying to get this thing solved, essentially.
Francois is in the same boat.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we'll just let him know about like the weird areas that we found while on our ghost tour.
How do you describe them to him, and in what way do you describe them? What exactly do you wish to impart to Abraham Dusable?
Main thing that would want I think would want to impart is I guess these are like the areas where we saw the strangest things or had like the strongest kind of reactions. I think we had H. Ohm's place, right? Or like was it the theater? Um
Yeah, you had H. Holmes's murder castle. You had the Fort Dearborn massacre, and the Great Chicago Fire.
yeah, I think Fort Dearborn is where Ja had the greatest problems, and um I think Great Chicago Fire was where we had overall like the strongest reaction to potential magecraft, but it was like older, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
more ancient magecraft. That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
you're going to impart that particular information to Abraham Dusable.
yeah. I'm trying to remember what like I think for H. Holmes it was something maybe more recent. I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute.
No, H. Holmes was more distant. You got the feeling that as you moved your way up through the events, they became more recent. The most recent one, Wrigley Field, seemed to have the most recent activity done to it. H. Holmes's murder castle seemed to have not been used in over a century.
Gotcha. And Chicago Fire was even longer ago. Okay.
That is correct. All right. You impart this information to Abraham Dusable. He mulls it for a moment. Huh. Is there anything strange about the geography of these particular locations?
I mean, we could mark them on the map.
Okay. Who's going to make the demarcations?
Probably me, since Francois has kind of been the map person thus far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that to you gratis. You make the notes, and Abraham Dusable looks over your map of Chicago. Ah, they seem to be in a straight line. Perhaps the mages are manipulating some kind of ley line or some manifestation of the arcane in order to adjudicate their foul magical affluences. Wrigley Field is a bit to the south, but it seems that north of it is the next location. The further south, the older they get. It seems the mages are working their way up north through the ley lines to some kind of crescendo. That's interesting. Have you explored the other locations on the map?
No.
No, I don't believe we have.
No, you haven't gone further than Wrigley Field. There's like one more location above Wrigley Field that's on the ley line map. It is actually, from what you can see, a skyscraper relatively adjacent to the Sears Tower, 3 blocks away, oddly enough.
Is that the place where we got shot at?
No, that was a bit to the southwest and kind of the more southern portions of Chicago that you were fired upon.
Okay, gotcha.
That's interesting. I believe that the mages have been expending the prior uses of the ley lines and maybe building up to something big. Have you've done no research into the more northern locations?
Unfortunately, we have only discovered these locations. Well, I guess tonight, really. Yeah, it's all been tonight.
Hmm. I suppose then investigations may be in order. It seems that there's a trajectory here in a rising action. What do you interpret of the situation?
I'm not sure. Honestly, this is all beyond my own thing. As you know, Abraham, I'm much more of a fighter than a thinker. If it was up to me, I would just round up all the mages in the town and kill them like pigs, but we can't just go out and do that now, can we?
Hmm. I don't believe that would be an agreeable resolution to this task.
Hmm.
There has to be some kind of resolution at hand. There's a trajectory here, a certain kind of knowledgeable inference, and I don't believe it would behoove us to ignore it. We need something a little bit more exacting in terms of action. What do the three of you propose?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I do not have a proposal, if I'm being honest.
It seems that the next location upon this ley line is a building a few blocks away. I believe exploration would be most beneficial. Would you agree?
Um,
Oui.
Probably be the next best course of action, honestly.
It's starting to get a little bit late at night. It's about 4 o'clock. What do you say we retire for the evening, restore our humors, and reconvene in order to determine how to explore this new development?
Sounds perfectly fine to me.
I shall meet you here in the next evening at 8 p.m. after the sun has set beyond the lake. Does that sound agreeable?
Again, sure.
Oui.
I,
Sounds fine.
I bid you, gentlemen, adieu, as he looks at Francois. You may take yourselves from this place, and I shall see you here sharply at 8 p.m. I'll see what I can dig up on this particular area, this ley line, and we will proceed from there.
Kathy?
Okay. Now, as for the going to sleep section, I imagine we want to have this be a little bit cut and dry, or is there something a little bit more elaborate you'd like to do before you retire for the evening?
You know, fucking whatchamacallit. Uh, I was gonna say Victor is like beyond tired right now. He is like ready to just go to sleep.
All right, Francois Ambrosi.
Yep. No, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, just sleep.
You retire for the evening in your respective coffin confines, and you awaken after the sun is set beyond the lake. Darkness has settled upon the city, a thick stupor. You rise. You are greeted, and you are then brought to the attention of Abraham du Sable. How do you arrive at the Sears Tower? Let's go with Ambrosi first.
I will be walking over, or not walking. I'll like take the subway, does or whatever public transportation to get there.
You take the L.
Yeah.
All right. You're a brave man, Ambrosi. Now, Francois.
Gonna take an Uber.
Wow, you are evil, not taking a lift.
Yes. Francois hates freedom.
Okay, give me a spread of 30 numbers, and let's see how ridiculous your Uber ride is.
20 through 50.
Okay, 20 through 50. Give me that D100.
All right. Nope.
Your Uber is a overworked German philosophy student at the university at Northwestern University who takes you deftly to the Sears Tower with aplomb and tact, and nothing strange occurs. Now, Victor, how do you arrive at the Sears Tower?
He's also just gonna go in Uber.
Give me a range of 30 numbers.
3.
3? 3 to what?
What do you mean?
A range of 30.
Like, what do you mean?
Like
Oh,
like Francois said 20 to 50. So what range would you like?
10 to 20.
No, 30. It's a range of 30. So it'd be like 10 to 40.
Oh, okay, I'm fucking stupid as fuck. 20 to 50.
Okay, good. It's a good.
You're on the same page now.
I was sitting there, I was like, what the fuck are you? Yeah, I'm giving you range in between the number 1 and 30. Like, what the fuck oh, wait, okay. Now we're getting there. You're just a little stupid. Not all of us. A little bit. Military made me dumb dumb.
20 to 50. Let's see what we got here. Did you roll the D100?
Oh. R slash MD. Wait, how it is this again?
The slash goes first, then R, then space D100.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not doing something wrong. 85.
Ah, you fucking beefed it. So, your Uber driver is a very well-to-do redheaded woman who works as an actress in her downtime in the theaters around Chicago, and she spends the entire time talking your ear off about her various performances in various renditions of Our Town, which you are completely unfamiliar with the works of Arthur Miller, and you have no predilection towards them. She drops you off deftly in front of the Sears Tower, at the exact time that Francois and Ambrosi also arrive. How do you enter the Sears Tower? The three of you.
Just together.
I just walk in.
Yeah, you're just gonna walk in.
You just walk right past the guard. You don't talk to him. You just walk right in.
You just walk right in.
Yep,
Yeah.
the guy doesn't even bother to check the clipboard. He looks at you and goes, "You're a known quantity." He gives you the pass through. The three of you walk in. You enter the elevator. You rise to the 69th floor.
Nice.
Abraham du Sable is there with several decanters of curated blood, his finest vintages. Ah, gentlemen, welcome. Please avail yourselves of my various wares. I like to make sure that we are in proper spirits before we enter into this sordid task. It is your preferred vintages, 18th century Austrian hemophiliac, pre industrial blood, none of those adulterants. It's some of the freshest stuff you've ever experienced.
Victor abstains from it because he technically cannot drink that blood.
That is true.
And I will abstain because, well, like, I'm a consensualist.
I drink it and love it.
Abraham du Sable presses his hand to his chest and says, "Ah, gentlemen, my deepest apologies."
Oh, like, he doesn't know I'm consensual, so he's just say, yeah. But I don't know.
He intuits that you have a different feeding style. It's like, now, Ambrosi, I imagine you wish to have your flesh agree. Would that be correct?
What does that mean? Or what's he trying to imply?
He's implying that you're a consensualist.
Oh, yeah. I technically can't agree with that because, isn't that breaking masquerade basically?
Yeah, it is technically.
Isn't he a vampire?
He's a vampire.
No. Consensualists mean that you get consent from the human that you can
Yes.
create. Which
That is true. You cannot agree with him. So
Yes.
you decline. He's like,
Yeah.
go ahead. How do you decline, Ambrosi?
I love how there's like Ambrosie's like I need to get consent from my humans first, and fucking Victor's like I feed off of my people.
You stupid bastard. So,
I just simply decline by stating I have had to drink my fill before coming here. I've had a string of most unfortunate luck, and I could not have any more.
I can understand that. Now, Victor.
Mm,
He takes a deep breath. I can sense you require a higher caliber of blood.
yes.
As a gesture of faith, as a gesture of cooperation, you may drink of me.
I'm completely fine on that. No offense. I prefer my blood a little bit more high quality than you, Abraham.
My blood goes back centuries.
Oh,
I am
are
as
you?
pure as the undriven snow. You would deny me, an elder, Victor? You are but a whelp in Chicago compared to the likes of me. You will drink of me,
Oh,
and you will relish it.
That's
Someone's feeling
strange.
like I didn't choose the best girl. Oh, I apologize, but again, I'm full upon the other people I deem worthy of touching my very lips.
Ha!
No offense, but I don't know what the Tremere do with their blood all the time. I prefer my blood to be inside the body, not all about willy nilly and all sorts of rituals and the desperate grab for power and knowledge, if you understand.
I was told that you were brash and bold, but I wasn't aware you were this brash and bold.
True. Surprise myself and others every single day. But again, I may be a whelp, but I still own almost half of Chicago by myself. I may be a whelp, but I can handle four wolves at one time. I may be a whelp, but I am still the grandchild of Dracula himself. We all have achievements, and understandably, and I understand that such a position of power might offend you, Abraham, but I just don't really wish to taste upon your blood, as that is taboo. Is it not, Elder? So let's just pretend like you didn't offer it at all.
You are quite the wordsmith, Victor. I will keep this in mind. Now, shall we get down to silver tax? We have mages to handle. I've done a little reconnaissance since we last met. It seems the building in question upon the ley line is an advertising firm. I've done a little research and I can sense nothing outwardly strange about this particular building, which nonetheless invigorates my suspicions. Do you not agree?
It definitely does offer questions. Though I don't know if it has any relations to the actual humans themselves, though.
I pondered the same. The building is an advertising firm that mainly handles contraceptives, sterilizations, tubal ligations, hysterectomies, and they also manage a variety of other alternative planning regimens. It seems to be wholly predicated upon reducing the amount of kine in the world, which I find outwardly suspicious that a firm would delegate itself to such a finite task. I believe there is something going on here. Now, I've done a little bit more work. I've determined that the senior partners at this advertising firm seem to be beholden to certain metaphysical elements. It seems they like to have ultraviolet lights within the building in order to invigorate spirits. And they also like to use colloidal silver misters in order to vitalize the body. I can't tell if they're simply insufferable hippies who have inadvertently stumbled upon a vampire proof building, or they are mages skilled in the craft who have managed to make a place that we cannot easily break into. Nonetheless, this place is lethal to our kind. Getting in will be difficult.
That
What
is
suggestions do
true.
we have?
Well, it's not. It's hard for us vampires to get in there, right?
That is true.
But let's just say, for example, our werewolf brethren think that the mages have betrayed them. Point them in the direction.
Now that would be interesting. Although I imagine you are aware of the treaty, we are not to have the werewolves interfere in the business of the kindred.
It's true. But
Excuse me.
hmm, I have no idea. This is truly not my area. If it was up to me, well, actually, wait. Hmm, who am I kidding? I'll just have my ghoul storm it. Abraham, we do know a mutual partner that perhaps has access to a lot of firearms, correct?
I imagine such a person would be available. What is your suggestion, Victor?
I have a lot of ghouls that I could definitely augment over the next couple of days, and I could definitely make a breaching force for them, arm them with the right materials, and who knows what happens? Perhaps the building was stormed by a terrorist group.
Hmm. I imagine you've seen the movie Die Hard recently, Victor?
I do not know what movies are very well, so no. The only ones I've recently seen are what was it called? I think it was no, it wasn't even a show. It was no, it was a show on Net Clocks, Net Flock. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's called Castlevania. My ghouls told me it had Dracula in it, so I give it a shot.
Did you like it, Victor?
Well, I mean, Dracula never fucking threw fireballs, but I mean, I'm not complaining.
I'm a bit of a stickler for historical accuracy, and I don't care for the kind, muddling the myth of the great man that once was.
I mean, the cloak was very nice. Honestly, it was very much something he would probably wear. Honestly, but
I believe that
yeah,
was appropriate, yes.
I believe so. Yeah, no, no, understand. The hair was very well. I don't know what it's called. Animation, that. But it was a very interesting show to watch. I found myself in love with the Castlevania series, but also hated it. But enough about shows. Michael's going in and pretending to be terrorists and blowing up a building. We should probably finish discussing that.
I believe that is something that is doable given the present confines. But how are we going to have the ghouls enter and not cause a ruckus? It would have to be supple. Supple as the reed in the wind, Victor. Otherwise, the kind will rise up. I mean, the FBI, the CIA will be swarming around us like locusts.
That is true, but same time, I can always just send some suicidal ghouls. You can make a little paper trail for them to follow. I believe that Nosferatu would be very skilled at making a fake little beat up spot and whatnot, and just say that this is just a little suicide bomb group of people, that type of thing.
That sounds amenable. Now, Ambrosi and Francois, what do you think of this plan?
It makes good sense to me. I see nothing wrong with it.
The only thing which I could, well, I don't have any immediate objections. I feel that, um, like if they are, what do we call it? If they are prepared for vampires, then they would be prepared for ghouls, and would obviously have those, the ghouls' weaknesses.
Ghouls are just humans, but ghouls with enhanced cartilage for extra armor,
I mean,
fully
aren't ghoul,
automatic weapons.
I mean, aren't ghouls weak to sunlight as well? Sorry, silver
No,
as well.
mm-mm.
Oh no,
ghouls,
silver. Okay,
ghouls are just think of them as just like humans on on like supernatural steroids. Like vampire blood is just like steroids for them.
gotcha. Okay,
It gives them regeneration, super strength, super speed, all that other stuff, but it doesn't give them any of the downsides of being a full fledged vampire, except that they crave that blood from their master, essentially.
gotcha. Okay, and that should be fine.
So I imagine that we have a plan here. Send in the ghouls to do reconnaissance within the confines of this building.
Mm,
Maybe they are to be used, so we may as well use them.
mm,
All right then.
yeah.
Okay. I think we're about at the hour mark. I think we should take a 5 minute break. I'm gonna pause the recording really quick.
Should
All right, we're back into the action. We are going to be disavailing ourselves of Abraham Dusable and returning to our dark confines with this new information. How are we going to prepare for the assault against the Mage Capitale?
spend his time doing the flesh craft, and because it's just kind of an automatic thing, essentially, I can do if I literally sit down with like the what should we call it? If I sit down essentially with like with the medical lab I have in my basement and stuff like that, right? And I just sit down and I just start crafting at it. It's just an automatic thing I can do
Okay. Now,
without doing like something else.
Francois and Ambrosi, how are you going to prepare for the world to come?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure because Francois feels kind of out of his depth.
In what way?
I don't think he's really sure what he can do to help. I don't know, like maybe find a gun. Francois was like, "May I have a gun? I would like a gun. That would feel better to me."
I mean, yeah, I'm like, I mean, like, pretty much just like the ghouls are just pretty much just setting up. So I mean, like, he just went ahead, paid somebody to go buy some guns. They're all stocking up, all getting ready.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm just trying to, I guess, think of like a good cover story for what terrorist group would attack, you know, whatever.
Francois could help design the terrorist clothes.
That's within the realm of reason.
Can I like, I don't know, drug gas bombs? I do that.
Hmm.
You want to do what?
Make drug gas bombs. Like something that you prodded me enough to where my brain started working and I started thinking of things. Um, Basic idea is, get fentanyl. Um, I guess gas grenades would be the best way to put it. But if you get like freaking 10 specks of fentanyl on you, you die. So just something that will do that to other people.
Okay, can you give me a streetwise wits check?
Gladly.
You're really good at those, so if you fail this, I'm gonna be
Yes.
fucking shocked. You acquire fentanyl, and you acquire the appropriate dispersal mechanism. Now, where are you going to put the fentanyl and gas grenades in order to actually adjudicate your plan?
Um, I guess I'll just like. I mean, I'm basically immune to drugs, right?
Yeah,
I'll just carry them on my person.
okay, that's interesting. Go ahead and add fentanyl to your inventory.
Cool.
Alright, now Ambrosi, what do you think the major angle is here?
Um, I mean, I'm still trying to think. I guess like the best thing really to do is, I mean, okay, so what building are we specifically attacking? Is it like
It
a pharmaceutical? Does it house like pharmaceuticals or something?
You look up the particular building in question, and it is an advertising firm as well as several pharmaceutical companies and a marketing firm.
In that case, could go on like some sort of like anti-GMO kind of, yeah, like yeah, basically like have like some like sort of like anti-GMO kind of eco-terrorist group. Just quickly Google, like Greenpeace or something.
You're gonna blame it on Greenpeace. Okay, this is very good. All right. Now the three of you. I imagine the three of you come together back at Victor's house. Does that sound agreeable?
Sure.
Now the three of you kind of discuss your plans
Yeah.
in unison, and then we're going to close out the session.
Pretty much, Victor's gonna look at them and go look at all the ghouls and just see them all suiting up and ready to go. And he's just gonna look and goes, uh, "No, I would love to send them in with swords and halberds like the good old days. I understand that the more modern problem requires modern solutions. So if the mages do fight back, they put themselves at risk. So we should probably be able to win this. Now, do we have any idea on who the leader of the ghouls are? Not the ghouls, the mages are.
You have no fucking clue.
Hmm. Ghouls, common agreement amongst all of you all. If they look important, just shoot them in the leg and take off their hands.
One of the ghouls raises his hand.
Yes. Tommy.
Ah, thanks, boss. My name is Tommy. We were just wondering, what makes someone look important?
Um.
Fancy hats.
Yes.
Gold jewelry.
Mages are known for their fancy hats. Uh. If they're wearing a lot of necklaces, they have some. What was that term you told me? Drip. They have drip.
Yeah, boss. Drip. All right, I know what drip looks like. All right, we can
When you
handle
enter
this.
the room with them, very intimidating music may play. That is how you know they are the boss.
That is true. Don't play the games, or you have to go against what they call bosses anyway. And I don't know.
All right,
You
so
do
we
that.
look for the biggest guy wearing the most hats. That's
Oh,
doable.
okay.
I think we can
Mm.
manage that.
The
All right.
biggest hat.
I wasn't aware we were apparently fighting TF2 cosplayers, but so thank you.
I just I mean, okay. Can I probe my memory to see if perhaps mages are known to wear like some sort of
You are more than welcome to roll to see
idea
if
of what their
mages wear
status is?
giant hats.
Yes.
I don't know, like
Also,
if they were like hats or like something like I guess like some sort of status symbol, like a necklace or something.
or if they conveniently color code themselves.
The
Ooh,
color
that'd be
code.
really nice.
Yeah,
The purple
you know what I
mages are the
mean? Like I
most
don't know.
powerful. Victor, you discern nothing of note. You realize that it'd be kind of ridiculous to be part of a highly insular organization that readily identifies himself with exterior iconography. Ambrosi, you also reach the similar conclusion, although you note there might be other indicators as to a mage's prowess because mages like to augment themselves in a lot of ways. So maybe particular kinds of tattoos that seem to be bewildering, maybe certain kinds of discoloration of the flesh might be indicative, but you can't pin it down exactly. Now,
Gotcha.
Just gonna
So
listen to the book.
the older they look, the more powerful they likely are.
that is a relatively accurate assumption. Yes, the weirder they look, the more powerful they are. That is relatively correct. Or the plainer they look, so plain as to be in sharp contrast to the environment around them, would be a more accurate assessment, Ambrosi. Okay. I think we're reaching the kind of tail end of the session. We're at the hour and a half mark, actually, conveniently enough. Is there anything else we wish to broach or discuss before we close out the session?
Can't think of anything.
Okay.
Now I'm
Well,
thinking of like clan wizards.
oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, you know
Oh
what?
my
I'm
god.
now going to model the wizards off of the clan. Are you happy?
Please, please don't.
I'm the
Oh my
Grand Wizard.
god.
It's like, maybe we should use another name. So, anyway. Congrats, everyone. I think we actually have about 3 sessions left before we close out the session. You're approaching the tail end of the campaign. I'd like to thank our audience for listening in here. Perhaps I would like to bid our vampiric compatriots, all three of them, to bid adieu to the audience. Victor, would you like to go first?
Bye. Have a nice day. Thank you for coming.
Ambrosi.
Eat shit and die.
Bye.
And Francois.
Goodbye.
I usually hear that from the rest of my party. This is nothing new.
Silence thought. You are not a member of this. So, anyway, it is July 31st, 2021. I'd like to thank everyone for contributing to the wonderful world of When Madmen Lead the Blind. We will see our Dark Denizens in 2 weeks on August 14th, 2021. Thank you all, and thank you for listening in.